I have a question here I want to read because I don't want to miss anything. It's about old Earth view of creationism and the problem of Neanderthals. On an old Earth view, how are Neanderthals accounted for? Do you think that they were subhuman species with no souls, a pre-Adamic race, as some old Earth Christians hold? And if so, how do you defend this view biblically since Adam was the first man? There's a couple things going on here. I'm not arguing, by the way, for old Earth or young Earth. I'm not addressing the issue here in this response. I'm simply addressing the question that for those who are old Earth, what do we make of Neanderthals? To say that there can be a subhuman species with no soul is confused, I think. It's the presumption that only humans have souls, and this has never been the view of the church, and for good reason. The Bible teaches that animals have souls, and virtually all of the soulish activity that we participate in, which is having sensations, having thoughts, acts of will on some level, acts of beliefs, these are all characteristic of souls. They're not characteristic of purely physical things, and these are all things that sentient creatures engage in. So I think it's fair to say, and not theologically problematic, that all sentient creatures have souls. Human beings, though, have a different kind of soul than other sentient creatures, and that distinction is that their soul is made in the image of God. All right, so this sets humans apart from everything else. Any other hominid creature, monkey-like, man-like creature, has a soul. It just has an animal soul. It's a simple soul by comparison to human beings. And these are things that don't survive the death of the body, apparently. So this is an important distinction. If there are subhuman species and they're sentient creatures, then they have souls. That's not the place to draw the line or the distinction. The line to draw is whether they're true humans or not. Those who are not theistic evolutionists, who believe in an old Earth, almost to a person, believe that Adam and Eve were the first true human beings. Neanderthals, it appears now on genetic analysis, are not, and were not, true human beings, but rather a very human-like hominid race that God created, like he did all the rest of the hominids, that ended up going extinct. Now, of course, one difficulty or one concern or one question that arises is the Neanderthals did seem to have some advanced capabilities. They drew pictures, they buried their dead, etc. So this raises some question, but all that means then is it's not entirely clear how they fit on the in the whole scale. I don't think that Neanderthals were pre-Adamic race, that is, true humans that preceded Adam. If they were true humans, and this is where the genetic material, I think, is questionable, if they were true humans, then they antedated Adam. They were human beings of a certain genuine human race that descended from Adam, but then died out. This might be true of Cro-Magnon man and some of the others, genuine true humans that were descended from Adam, but then died out for whatever reason as kind of a subgroup. So, not necessarily arguing from one side or another, old Earth, young Earth. I think that old Earthers can make sense of the notion that there were Neanderthals that were man-like or human-like, and possibly real humans, and still hold that Adam and Eve were the first bona fide true human beings, specially created by God.